Good morning. I'm the Reverend Julianne Lepp. It's a pleasure to be with you this morning for our Sunday morning meditation time. This is a time where we can center ourselves and find some peace before we start our day. And it's a great practice to add to every morning or the mornings that you think about it. We'll start our time together with lighting a chalice. And in the Unitarian Universalist tradition, we light a chalice to indicate our belief in freedom and a light that reaches out beyond our own. So I light this chalice knowing that in these times that many are separated from those that they love, and we send a special light to all those who are on their own right now, or wishing they were with loved ones, and trying to find ways to be connected and creative and new ways, perhaps even creating new family traditions that will go beyond this time. I think that's what 2020 has all been about, is trying to adapt and grow and learn and get past hard times. And hopefully many of us will come out of this with a sense of renewed resilience and a new sense of who we are as a people, who we are, where we're wanting to go, the love that matters, the things that matter in our life as we've had to change our patterns, our lives, the way we do things. Our opening reading this morning, before we go into meditation, is A Gentleness in Living. Yesterday, when I was shopping at a festival, I saw three people come in very cavalierly and almost proudly without mask, and I experienced this utter, complete anger, and it took me by surprise. Not that it doesn't frustrate me when people don't wear masks, but I have a close friend who's battling serious COVID pneumonia, and it just struck me really hard. And I knew that if anyway, I knew it was not a good idea for me to say something anyway. So I politely walked over to a festival employee and I spoke with her and I said, do you enforce masks in the store? And she said, of course. And I told her about my concerns and she said, yes, my daughter is actually currently battling COVID in college. And anyway, and she was just so nice, and I extended my compassion right back to her, and she went over and talked to the people, and I walked away. So, you know, our first inclination can be anger. And it doesn't mean that we shouldn't be spurred by that, because anger can be very useful. And even the Dalai Lama talks about, there's a book that has some of his teachings about healing anger. You know, if it spurs us to do things and to make positive changes, so when we hold on to it and it becomes who we are, you know, we are not our emotions. And that's something that's incredibly important right now when mental health is a struggle during the darker times in the year, during COVID. We are not our emotions. We can feel our emotions, but they are not all of who we are. So I wanted to have this reading, Be gentle with one another. It is a cry from the lives of people battered by thoughtless words and brutal deeds. It comes from the lips of those who speak them and the lives of those who do them. Who of us can look inside another and know what is there? Of hope and hurt, or promise and pain? Who can know what far places each has come, or to what far places each hope to go? Our lives are like fragile eggs. They crap, they crap, they crack, and the substance escapes. Handle with care. Handle with exceedingly tender care, for there are human beings within. Human beings are vulnerable as we are, who feel as we feel, who hurt as we hurt. Life is too transient to be cruel with one another. It is too short for thoughtlessness, too brief for hurting. Life is long enough for caring. It is lasting enough for sharing, precious enough for love. Be gentle with one another. And these are the words of Richard S. Gilbert. So I invite you into a time of quiet. Try and let your face relax and put your tongue to the top of your mouth if you wish to let your jaw drop. Let your eyes gently go into a half gaze or to close. Try and drop your shoulders and settle into what for you is a comfortable and meditative space. We need a time for our bodies to rest and to let go of what we are holding. So I invite you into this time of gentleness and silence to meditate on being gentle with yourself and others. invite you to connect with your breath, letting out what you need to let go. Breathing in that peace and gentleness, spaciousness. And come back into this space that we have created with our intention and our quietude. And what a gift to allow ourselves breath and silence and space. It seems a rare gift in a noisy world and almost countercultural. And it is amazing what it takes, at least for me, to make space for that, even as a minister. We think that those moments would be less rare. So I appreciate sharing this time with you to create those intentions. I already feel my heart a little lighter, and smile a little easier. In this time of winter holidays, we think about giving and connecting with family. And I found this reading by David S. Blanchard that I thought would be apt. This is a time of year when we ask and are asked, what do you want? Shall it be another tie, a new pair of gloves, a book? We ask and we answer, we shop, we wrap, we ship. And right now the shipping doesn't necessarily happen on time. And the season usually comes and goes without ever really answering the question, what do you want? Some of the things that we might be afraid to ask for because we can't be sure what we would do with them, if we got them. Many things we want, we don't know enough to ask for. Most things we can't ask for because we know no one can give them to us. Most people ask the question without any interest in really knowing. Yet it can be a question for each of us to hold on to in a time in our mind and hearts. What do we want? What do I want? Not what we would like, but what do we want to give us a deeper connection with life, and to help us give an expression to our love. Not a long list of things, but a sense of clarity that illuminates that which we are doing and why. Not outward signs of generosity, but an internal sense of caring that guides us to give in any season. Not just the reflex of always giving, but also the courage to truly answer some of those people who ask, what do you want? Dare to answer. Think of the things you want and the things that others close to you could want. Imagine the ways they might be given and received. What do you want? Especially in this time of pandemic and separateness, that is a deep question. Sometimes our first answer is not the only answer. You can dig deeper and keep asking it and get to the layers of who you are and what you're aiming to be. You know, we are not always about our doing, we are also about our being. Friends, I wish you a merry holiday, however you celebrate. And saying happy holidays is not an act of aggression. It is an act of welcoming, because we welcome that there are many traditions and many celebrations of light across the world. This holiday season, the Unitarian Universalist Congregation in Eau Claire celebrates solstice tomorrow. And today we have a service at 10 a.m. that asks, is it still Christmas? And this time, is it still Christmas? So, so on Monday, our service is at 6:30 for the solstice. And on Thursday, on Christmas Eve, we'll have another 6:30 p.m. service. And then on Sunday the 27th, we'll have a Festival of Lights service, which call to mind the different holidays that celebrate around this time of year and bring light to the world. And we'll have our own virtual fire communion, which is a dear, dear Sunday in our life as a congregation. So if you need some holiday support, I hope you'll join us. And if not, I wish you peace. And I hope that you can think about what you want and what others want. Namaste, my friends. Go in peace and go in love.